Hello, Fuzzfinger here and welcome to Planet Coaster. So it's been so long since I've done a series on this game and it's such an amazing game. It really is. I do love the good old simulation games and I love roller coasters. So what's not to love with Planet Coaster, eh? Well, I thought we'd start up a new series. I know I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XII lately and I still am, but I've managed to get my quota of videos for the next couple of days of that game recorded already, so I thought I've got some free time. Let's get some Planet Coaster in while we can. As I said, it's been a bit of a while since I played, so if you've got any tips for me in the comments that you think would help me out, by all means please share them. I very much appreciate it. But if you enjoy watching this video, please do go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to be notified of when more episodes in this series are released, don't forget to subscribe as well. And let's get on with today's episode of Planet Coaster. Hehehehe. What I thought we'd do then is fire up a challenge mode. Actually, you've got three main modes in this game. Career mode, which is your scenarios. Sandbox, which is where you can do what you want, build whatever you want with no money limitations or the like. So that if you just want to have fun, then that's what sandbox mode is for. Or challenge mode, which is somewhat similar to sandbox mode. You get a big open space. And the only difference is that you have limited money. Well, I say it's the only difference. There's a few other differences as well. But the main difference is you have limited money. Which means we're going to have to spend wisely. We're not going to be able to throw down, you know, the biggest rides to begin with. We're going to actually have to turn this into a bit of a business. But hopefully, once we have got a nice big park, we can feel proud of it. So what type of environment do we want to create? I'm thinking about a greenish type of environment rather than... a non-greenish type of environment, quite frankly. Maybe deciduous would be a pretty good look for our park. And let's call it Noob Towers, since I haven't played for so long. And if anybody visits our park, then they can tell by the name not to expect much. So if they want to spend money on paying to come in and go on rides and whatnot, well, they can't really hold us responsible if it's not up to snuff. I don't think hard's probably going to be that appropriate. We'll probably run out of money and this will be a very quick let's play. But also easy's probably a bit, you know, not in our league either. So let's just start off on medium, shall we? And it tells you there the differences of the difficulties. So we'll go ahead and start Noob Towers. Right, so I'm looking forward to this. I've no idea what we're going to do to start with. Although... we've only got $4,000, I think it said. We do have a new research project available to us already. Isn't that exciting? And we've got some new challenges as well. Challenges are good because they give you some money. I was going to say Gil then, or that Final Fantasy XII. But it's not Gil, not in this game. So our first challenge is to achieve a monthly profit from rides of $500. I'm just going to pause the game momentarily, so that we're not racing ahead on time, probably losing money, not Gil, as we wait and do nothing. So the trick is you basically want to start by getting down some cheap rides and some food shops, drink shops and a toilet, and then you've got the bare necessities to open the park. It's already open though, by the looks of it. So how do we go ahead and close this? Park management, there we go. Hit close there. I don't want people coming in while it's a work in progress. Mind you, they're going to have to, because it's going to be a work in progress for some time. So the plan is later on we're going to be able to use this space to create just a beautiful entrance to the park. You know, maybe a main street look, lots of buildings, lots of trees, lots of scenery. But for now we're obviously not going to be able to afford that. We're just going to have to go for a very basic path. But because I'm thinking of the future, I'm going to create a bit of a longer path. That way we don't have to delete rides later on, or anything that we build around the entrance here when we want to, you know, beef this area up and spruce it up a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the railings here. We don't want railings on ground queue, and we don't want railings on ground path. And I do want to go ahead and use angle snap so that we can get a nice straight path going off here. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I do want a curb. I think it looks better with a curb. So if we just go forward a fair whack here. Ooh, we're spending $7 a tile here. I want to make sure we leave plenty of room for our nice sexy entrance later on. People will just have to walk for the time being. You can even extend the length of these paths, by the way, if you don't want to click so many times. Right, that'll do, I think. That'll do. We've got a nice space there to build something later. So for now, we're just going to stick down a couple of cheap rides. Nothing exciting, but hopefully something to get the money coming in. So these are the rides we can do at the minute. We can also research a lot more rides, but as you probably guessed, research costs money. Money that we don't have. Let's start with a Venetian carousel. The reason for that is we can go ahead and get some nice music playing for our guests as well. So the way this game works is you can charge for a ride, obviously, which is what we're going to be doing, but you can charge more if the ride is all pretty. So if we put some scenery around this once we've built it here, then we can actually go ahead and charge our visitors more than if we just didn't build any scenery, quite frankly. So we'll go ahead and plonk the entrance and exit there. And we're going to call this Carousel. I don't like Venetian Carousel number 1. So we'll just call it Venetian Carousel. And we'll go ahead and build the queue. So what colour do we want our queue? Well, our path is pink. It's a Venetian ride, so maybe a wooden queue perhaps would look better. No, let's not go for wooden. Let's go for just a standard asphalt path, eh? That is a queue, yes. And we don't want our guests to fill this queue up too soon. So we'll just bring it round a bit there. And there. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and build the exit to our Venetian carousel. Oh, doesn't that look good already? One of the things I do love about Planet Coaster is even if you're not, you know, an expert designer, and I'm not an expert designer when it comes to scenery and buildings by any stretch of the imagination, you can still create something that looks absolutely stunning just because the game, you know, gives you the tools to do something quick like this. But then, of course, you can also go ahead and spend the time if you want something a little bit more intricate. So we'll go ahead and just have a little look at what kind of scenery we can put in here for the path. Maybe a few trees. Just spruce things up a little bit. And if we go onto nature, we can select different bits and bobs. We can go onto rocks, perhaps build up a nice feature if we want to do that. But do we want to do that? Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and just bring that down a touch so I can actually see what I'm doing. The good thing is that you can stack scenery on top of one another. And I'm going to turn angle snap off for the rocks here. And just bring that down a bit. And then we'll just kind of stack them up there. Just get this nice little feature going. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. Maybe we can build something on top of it. A few rocks. And I'm only using the same rock here, but I'm twisting it around so that you can, you know, create a feature that looks like it's made with different rocks. Let's bring that out a touch. Okay. Okay, so again, I've still no idea what I'm doing with it, but, you know, it's a start. What else have we got? Some bushes. Let's build some conifers around our rock. Or just along our path here. You can twist these as well, but I'm going to be building too many to do that. I want to be a little bit careful with the amount of scenery I'm putting down now, because obviously our money is limited, so we can always come back to this a little bit later on. And we can also build this just a little bit further up here. Right, so I've just put some pretty bushes around, different various colours, and just covered the ride up with those. I thought we could put some of these nice lampposts in as well, since they seem quite Venetian-y, don't they? And we can just kind of pop these around the queue as we go here. And we can even turn them around so that they match our queue line. Like that. I'm not going to go mad with these. Just put a few around though as we go. Not sure why they want to go so high in the air. Oh, it's doing it again. It's annoying. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. But let's have it a little bit further away. Oh, it's when I put it on the curb, it tries to go high in the air. Okay. Put it on there. And just one there. And then maybe one over here. So these are, of course, functioning lights. When the night time comes, they'll brighten things up just a touch. Except that one will probably be just a little bit too bright as it's floating in the air. They might not be perfect, as in the location, but it'll do, I think. Right, so what I was thinking on this rock, if we could put some posts or something, and then have a nice sign for the Venetian Carousel. I believe there is an in-game sign for this particular ride. So is there any decent posts that are jumping out at me here? What's this here? Snowman body arm? No, I don't think so. Well, we could use barrels. That's interesting. I wonder how that would work. I mean, I guess we could pretend that they're all, you know, glued together and just creating an effect of having barrels. But let's see how this works. If we create one. 2, 3 there. Plonk those 2 on like that. There. It's going very mad. And then just have one on top. Like that. Okay. And can we move all that at once? I hope so. Yeah, of course we can. Okay, so we've got some random barrels. But I think we still need a post of some kind, don't we? Let's just go on to signs and advertising. Maybe there's something post-like. Not that really fits in with our theme, I would say. So what else have we got? We've got... let's go to buildings. And if we go to custom here, we can go to walls, framework. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. As is that. Let's have a look at columns. Iron column. Or wooden posts. Yeah, let's go for a wooden post, shall we? Except I don't want it on the barrels like that. I tell you what, I'm going to delete these barrels. The main thing with Planet Coaster is you experiment. They just don't look right up there. We'll have our wooden post with our iron cladding at the bottom. We'll have it about there. So we can just about see it. Maybe about there. Let's have it hidden. We know it's there, supporting everything then, don't we? And what we're going to do now is have a look for signs. But I don't think it's these signs. Or is it? I'm not seeing any ride signs there. So we'll go to building. Have a look at wall signs. Maybe it's under here. Where are the signs? Ah, ha, 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 ha. I'm seeing signs. Am I seeing Venetian Carousel? Yes. There it is. Put one there. And put one there. And then whichever side of the path people walk down, they're going to know that this is our Venetian Carousel just here. That's not too shabby at all. I do want to be careful about the amount of money that we're spending though. But I do want to throw a little bit more scenery in just so that people will pay, just a tinkle more as they come to the ride here. So if we head over to trees, yada 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 yada, just plonk a few trees down, pretty much will do the trick, I should think. Birch trees, what are these looking like? They're looking pretty good. Maybe just a tad too big, that one. So if we just scatter a few of these around. Just going to do the bare minimum really, just to get our queue looking nice. Don't want to cover up the sign though, I want people to read that. Now, let's see if that's created a nice themed queue. Yes, it has. So the queue scenery rating is what we're trying to boost up. And it's very important to get that as high as possible. So you want to get it into at least the green colour, which is what we've done. And that means that people will be willing to spend just a little bit more. So I'm going to bump that up to $4.50 instead of $3.50. And we've got our first ride complete. How wonderful. So I could even put an entrance here if I want to, but I don't feel the need to because we've got this Venetian carousel sign. And there's a person here saying, this is where you queue. Get over here. Right, so shops. Let's have a look. We want a food shop, a drink shop and a toilets. Or a restroom, as some of you may know them as. So we could go for something generic, which, to be honest, I think is all we're going to really be able to afford is something small. We could even just completely skimp out and go for the standard shops without any building around them whatsoever, without any custom structure. $200 each. But I think that's just a little bit too basic, quite frankly. So let's just go for some generic ones. Planet Coaster Food. Plonk that there. A nice angle, I think. Let's have a look at the drinks. Planet Coaster Drink. Because if you're going to eat food, you're going to get thirsty, especially when it's nice salty food in my park. And if we head to the toilets here, do we have a generic toilet? We've got Bozo the Clown. I'd be scared to go into that toilet, to tell you the truth. We could just go for that, but that's $900. Who's going to spend $900 on a toilet? I mean, the guests can just hold it in as far as I'm concerned until they get home. I don't have a generic toilet, which is really annoying. I've got a Western toilets. I mean, I have this one, but for $900, yeah, I don't think I like that idea. Let's just go for the pirate toilet then. We'll have it here. Okay, so we need to actually open these shops, obviously. Oh, they are open. We just need to unpause the game. And I'm just going to have a wee check on the prices that we're charging for people. The Cosmic Milkshakes. One feature that I do like that was added in the alpha, I think, or the beta, is the ability to just hit this button here so that all drink shops, at least the milkshake shops, will charge the same price. You only have to adjust them at one time. So we'll just go ahead and add 50 cents onto the prices for all of these. A little bit of extra money. Doesn't hurt our part, does it? And we've got $900 left to our names. That's not a whole lot, is it? Let's be honest. If you're going to have an extra large cheeseburger, you're going to have to be prepared to pay for it, I'm afraid. That's a lot of meat. There we go. Get rid of that one. Ah! What? Oh, oh no. Apparently, clicking undo undoes the last thing you built, not the text or anything. Well, at least I've learned something there. At least we got our money back for that, though. So if we go to shops again. What toilet was it that I built? Was it the pirate toilet? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. There we go. Are they open, are they? Yeah, of course they are. We're not going to charge for those. We're not that mean. We could be, but we're not going to be, since people won't use them, etc, etc. Right, finally, what we need to do is make sure that people have a place to sit down, because they'll get tired. So if we've got some just generic benches, yes. This one's a little bit less in your face, in my opinion, so we'll use it. And they can sit down by the bushes as well. And we'll just throw a couple as we go down here. You never know, people might be walking home thinking they're tired, then have a sit down and be alright again and come back to the park. And a couple of bins as well. Sci-fi bin now, just have some standard bins. Put that there so that people sitting down those benches can have the wasps flying around them. Yes, I've been to theme parks, I know how it works. Right, okay, and I think we're good to go. We haven't got any staff yet. Oh, that reminds me, actually. One thing I do like to do Maybe it's just something that's unique to me, or maybe everybody does it, I don't know. I like to change the maintenance schedule to every 10 minutes on every ride, because in my opinion your rides tend to last longer if you do that. So I did shut the park. We'll go ahead and open it, and hopefully we'll get some visitors. Go to park management. And press play. In fact, we'll press speedy uppy as well. And we'll start getting people come into our rides, well, come into our park and see our one single ride. Because this theme park's worth getting out of bed for, I'm sure, isn't it? Well, these people seem to think so. And I don't know if we've got enough yet to make any money. We probably haven't. I haven't got any staff, so that's one expenditure we haven't got to worry about. But I hope we make some money, because I need to be able to build another ride. So a few of these folks are paying, which is good to see. They're not saying it's too expensive, are they? No. A few are moaning it's too gentle. I can't really do much about that. But by the way, in Planet Coaster, people will pay more for rides. So I'm going to pump this value up while it's new. A little bit later on, they'll stop doing that. But for now, they will. So let's just make sure we're getting as much as we can get for it. People are still paying $5. Okay, looks like we want to actually boost that up even more then. Let's try $5.50. They're going to be mentally enough to pay it. I'm going to be mentally enough to charge it. You know, people are still saying it's good value. I'm going to leave it on $5.50 for now, though. We are making a tiny bit of profit by the looks of things. Don't want it to get too dark yet, so we'll just set the lighting to 10 AM. But now we just need to basically wait for the money to come in so that we can build another ride. We need $760 for the whirligig. Is that the next cheapest ride? It looks to be the case. Alright folks, well I think we'll finish off the first episode here. So we built our first ride, we've got some shops in, and things are looking pretty good. We haven't run out of money yet, which is a nice surprise, but there we go. So let me know what you think of this in the comment section. If you've got any tips for me, then please do share them. I'll be happy to incorporate them into the park. To be honest, I could probably do with all the help I could get. But that's it for me for today, folks. So thanks for joining me for this first episode of our Planet Coaster park building Let's Play. And join me again soon, and we'll crack on with more of our noob, what do I call it, Noobland, Noob Towers, something along those lines. Anyway, cheers all, take care.